What's up, cool people? I'm Matt Conroy. Welcome back to our little Bible study thing. Covering Exodus chapter 11 this time around. And, so up until this point, Exodus has pretty much been, the Israelites are enslaved by Pharaoh, and they're given a whole lot of harsh labor, and it's not really going well. They don't like it. Moses, God ends up calling Moses to, deliver them, essentially, to go to Pharaoh and ask for their release. Actually, just asking to let them go and worship God. But Pharaoh keeps refusing. His first response is to make their work harder. And after that, God starts bringing some plagues into the mix. And slowly but surely, we see Pharaoh kind of start caving further and further to God's demands. Until very recently, like with the last plague that just happened, Pharaoh was willing to let all the people go and worship, but he wanted them to keep, the livestock there in Egypt. Probably because they had lost all of their own livestock and resources, essentially. And Pharaoh wanted to keep those to kind of, help get things back on track, given all the things that they had lost from the plagues. But when Moses said, no, we're going to need animals to sacrifice, and we won't know which ones until we get there, Pharaoh still rejected the request. So that brings us to now with chapter 11. So, let's get this thing rolling here. Exodus chapter 11, starting with verse 1. Here we go. Then the Lord said to Moses, I will strike Pharaoh in the land of Egypt with one more blow. After that, Pharaoh will let you leave this country. In fact, he will be so eager to get rid of you that he will force you all to leave. Tell all the Israelite men and women to ask their Egyptian neighbors for articles of silver and gold. Now the Lord had caused the Egyptians to look favorably on the people of Israel, and Moses was considered a very great man in the land of Egypt, respected by Pharaoh's officials and the Egyptian people alike. So, this again lines up with God's plan and his prediction from earlier when he was kind of first communicating all of this to Moses. And in terms of, the parenthetical statements here, that essentially, I would figure, is just because of all the signs and wonders that God has shown among the Egyptians, demonstrating how powerful he really is. That's probably the main reason for the Egyptians looking favorably on God's people. Some of it might have been that, some of the people could have attributed that power to Moses instead of to God. Some people might have attributed that to God, but been like, okay, well, these are clearly his people that he wants to, protect. And so we should, in order to appease him and possibly, stop any more of these plagues from happening, let's be nice to these people, maybe. So anyway, I guess that sort of, that perspective and attitude is sort of, quote-unquote, loosening them up for the request of silver and gold articles. What they're going to need that for isn't entirely clear yet, but whatever. Maybe it was said in a previous chapter and I just forgot. I am not sure, to be honest with you. But anyway, moving along. So, verse 4. Moses had announced to Pharaoh, "This is what the Lord says. At midnight tonight I will pass through the heart of Egypt. All the firstborn sons will die in every family in Egypt, from the oldest son of Pharaoh who sits on his throne, to the oldest son of his lowliest servant girl who grinds flour. Even the firstborn of all the livestock will die. Then a loud wail will rise throughout the land of Egypt, a wail like no one has heard before or ever will hear again. Or will ever hear again, whatever. But among the Israelites it will be so peaceful that not even a dog will bark. Then you will know that the Lord makes a distinction between the Egyptians and the Israelites. All the officials of Egypt will run to me and fall to the ground before me. Please leave, they will beg. Hurry, and take all your followers with you. Only then will I go. Then, burning with anger, Moses left Pharaoh. Okay, so first off, I thought Pharaoh said next time Moses saw his face that he would die, but I mean, Pharaoh's been kind of wishy-washy on a lot of things here, so I mean, that's not entirely surprising that he would not, in fact, kill Moses upon their next encounter. But, also, livestock. I thought, like, basically all the livestock were already dead. It's maybe not necessarily all of them. They all had been struck with boils. And certainly large numbers of them were killed off. Maybe not necessarily all. Details. But this is where the details matter, so you're not necessarily, encountering things that are self-contradictory within the Bible. Anyway, so God's going to kill off all the firstborn sons within Egypt, but he will protect those of his own people. So once again, this distinction is continued as it started to be with like the third or fourth plague that happened, where God kind of kept saying, all right, this bad thing's going to happen to all the Egyptians, but not to my people. So, anyway, verse 9. Now the Lord had told Moses earlier, Pharaoh will not listen to you, but then I will do even more mighty miracles in the land of Egypt. Moses and Aaron performed these miracles in Pharaoh's presence, but the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he wouldn't let the Israelites leave the country. So, God, through Moses, gives Pharaoh a warning about, the firstborns being killed, or just dying dying through God's act. And then I guess after that, Moses and Aaron are performing certain miracles in front of Pharaoh, and he's still not convinced to let the people go. So I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that actually kind of does it for the chapter. That's a really short one. And I don't really have any further thoughts to add on that. Okay, so that's gonna do it for Exodus chapter 11. Again, it was kind of a short chapter, but, honestly, spoiler alert, the next chapter is going to make up for that. So, I'll take it. But anyway, yeah, as always, like the video if you enjoyed it, share it with others if you want them to see. Look down in the description for info on other social media pages and how to find and follow those. And of course, subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to get updates when I post new videos. You can just subscribe if you want to see more of mine and just go through that method. But clicking the bell helps you know when I've got more videos out there. Also, leave comments down below with any thoughts that you have related to this video or other thoughts you might have just related to other Bible stuff or whatever. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see you for the next one. But until then, stay cool, people.